During the lunch break, some players begin to recollect the events that happened at the park.
It was actually a couple things combined. It was a questionnaire that we had to look at little bio sheets of everybody, and that was pretty fun. I didn't do too well, and it was hard.
And again, you could see certain people not participating. They were not actively trying to look at those cards. And so there's the person that I saw that didn't spend a lot of time looking at the cards. Josh was distracting during the cards. Amy didn't look at the cards hardly at all, and said she had information overload. And Tony didn't spend a lot of time looking at the cards. And everyone else seemed to be trying to memorize those cards.
The memory thing wasn't as hard as I thought it was. Some of them were easy because they like the house address one. It obviously wasn't mine because that was one of the options for Angie, but I still got it wrong.
I'm not much of a journaler. Writing things down after the fact's not really, I don't know how to do that. It's like either in my head or it's not. Although everyone else was conversating, like the last time we got the chance to journal, everyone was writing about who hit who, where were you the farthest, were you blindfolded?
But my notes, they're very small detail. Here's the best note that I made that I'm most proud of. Our seating arrangement around when we were talking in between the two activities. I have a feeling we're gonna have to do that.
Then at lunch, Dan mentions the fact that Josh refuses to share any information with him or anyone else in the group.
So you won't talk to me about your opinions, but you give tons of opinions during the challenges that lead us to fail. I asked him directly, and I didn't like the way he answered the question.
Yeah.
You saw it too, didn't you? Women's intuition is I always trust it.
I have to say, I'm finding this quite interesting. Mainly because everybody's like all big on, well, quite a few people are quite big on, sharing everything. Well, he won't, he won't share information. The funny thing is that's a strategy to getting them to get the quiz less right than I.
I think Josh has some Polish behaviors. Like, he kind of, is looking, I don't know, I just kind of get something. Dan was asking him questions and he was really evasive. He didn't want to talk about his strategy, and he said a lot. Like he didn't want to, I don't know, it seems like a tell. If somebody asks you a direct question and all you can say is I kind of thought that was a signal to me that he might be trying to hide something.
I know Dan seems to be spearheading trying to find out who's the mole just by asking outright who's the mole, or what do you think, or who do you think is the mole. And I know he didn't particularly care for Josh's evasive questions, which Josh's strategy seems to be to not specifically discuss it.
When Josh leaves the room for a few minutes, Nicole decides to open up about her opinion of him.
I have a low tolerance for always having a one-up.
Yeah.
Always having to jab in. As you notice, I'm a pretty quiet person, so whenever someone says something, he always has to make a comment. Drives me up a little. Annoyance gets to me, and it's hard, and it's difficult, because I'm not saying anything to him, I'm just shooting him.
Poor Nicole, she's sick. She doesn't want to be here. She's getting super annoyed with Josh. Big surprise. She wants to go home, and I feel bad. I want her to be participating and involved and have fun. I hope she feels better soon.
So other than that, doing better in terms of not snapping at Josh. That I think is going to be my biggest thing to prepare for if I continue on in this, because I don't want other people to get upset at me because I'm being snarky to someone else. So my goal is to remain more patient, because that is one of the 3 things I said best describe me on the questionnaire was patient, and I need to present myself as having a little bit more more patience with certain people.